And Abraham was old, and well stricken in age, and Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said to his slave, the elder of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray you, your hand under my thigh. And I will make you swear by Yahweh, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that you will not take a wife for my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. But you will go to my country and to my kindred, and take a wife for my son Isaac. And the slave said to him, Perhaps the woman will not be willing to follow me to this land. Must I bring your son again to the land from where you came? And Abraham said to him, You be careful not to bring my son there again. Yahweh, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my nativity, and who spoke to me and who swore to me, saying, To your seed I will give this land. He will send his angel before you, and you will take a wife for my son from there. And if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be free from this my oath. Only you will not bring my son there again. And the slave put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. And the slave took 10 camels, of the camels of his master, having all good things of his master's in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor. And he made the camels kneel down outside the city, by the well of water at the time of evening, the time that women go out to draw water. And he said, O Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, send me, I pray you, success this day, and show kindness to my master Abraham. Look, I am standing by the fountain of water, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. And let it come to pass, that the damsel to whom I will say, Let down your pitcher, I pray you, that I may drink. And she will say, Drink, and I will give your camels to drink also. Let the same be she who you have appointed for your slave Isaac. And by this will I know that you have shown kindness to my master. And it came to pass, before he had finished speaking, that, look, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher on her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look at, a virgin, neither had any man had any sex with her. And she went down to the fountain, and filled her pitcher, and came up. And the slave ran to meet her, and said, Give me to drink, I pray you, a little water from your pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hurried, and let down her pitcher on her hand, and gave him to drink. And when she was done giving him to drink, she said, I will draw for your camels also, until they are done drinking. And she hurried, and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again to the well to draw, and drew for all his camels. And the man looked steadfastly on her, holding his peace, to know whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels were done drinking, that the man took a golden ring of 1/2 shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter are you? Tell me, I pray you, is there room in your father's house for us to lodge in? And she said to him, I am the daughter of Bethuel the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. She said moreover to him, We have both straw and fodder enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed his head, and worshipped Yahweh. And he said, Blessed be Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his loving kindness and his truth toward my master. As for me, Yahweh has led me in the way to the house of my master's brothers. And the damsel ran, and told her mother's house according to these words. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban, and Laban ran out to the man to the fountain. And it came to pass, when he saw the ring, and the bracelets on his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spoke the man to me, that he came to the man. And, look, he was standing by the camels at the fountain. And he said, Come in, you blessed of Yahweh. Why do you stand outside? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded the camels. And he gave straw and fodder for the camels, and water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. And there was set food before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat, until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's slave. And Yahweh has blessed my master greatly, and he has become great, and he has given him flocks and herds, and silver and gold, and male slaves and female slaves, and camels and donkeys. And Sarah my master's wife bore a son to my master when she was old, and to him he has given all that he has. And my master made me swear, saying, You will not take a wife for my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. But you will go to my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife for my son. And I said to my master, Perhaps the woman will not follow me. And he said to me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with you, and prosper your way, and you will take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then you will be free from my oath, when you come to my kindred, and if they don't give her to you, you will be free from my oath. And I came this day to the fountain, and said, O Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, if now you do prosper my way which I go. Look, I am standing by the fountain of water, and let it come to pass, that the young woman who comes forth to draw, to whom I will say, Give me, I pray you, a little water from your pitcher to drink. And she will say to me, Both drink you, and I will also draw for your camels. Let the same be the woman whom Yahweh has appointed for my master's son. And before I had finished speaking in my heart, look, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder. And she went down to the fountain, and drew. And I said to her, Let me drink, I pray you. And she hurried, and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will give your camels to drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels to drink also. And I asked her, and said, Whose daughter are you? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore to him. And I put the ring on her nose, and the bracelets on her hands. And I bowed my head, and worshipped Yahweh, and blessed Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter for his son. And now if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand, or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, The thing proceeds from Yahweh. We can't speak to you bad or good. Look, Rebekah is before you, take her and go, and let her be your master's son's wife, as Yahweh has spoken. And it came to pass, that, when Abraham's slave heard their words, he bowed himself down to the earth to Yahweh. And the slave brought forth jewels of silver, and jewels of gold, and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He also gave precious things to her brother and to her mother. And they ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away to my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel remain with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she will go. And he said to them, Don't hinder me, seeing Yahweh has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, We will call the damsel, and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah, and said to her, Will you go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's slave, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah, and said to her, Our sister, be the mother of thousands of 10,000s, and let your seed possess the gate of those who hate them. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode on the camels, and followed the man. And the slave took Rebekah, and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of Beer-lahai-roi, for he dwelt in the land of the south. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at evening, and he lifted up his eyes, and saw, and noticed that there were camels coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from the camel. And she said to the slave, Who is this man walking in the field to meet us? And the slave said, It is my master. And she took her veil, and covered herself. And the slave told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.